Hey everyone, this is Nitro. So, it is the start of the new month. Now it's October 1st, so I thought I would do yet another Nitro setup video, especially since I skipped one last week. And as always for these videos, I'm going to start with the dragon farming results. There's actually been some very good results from, I guess, dragon farming as well as just getting SR items in general. So let's first bring up the results of the past 2 weeks. The first week, I actually didn't get all that much that was good. You can see here, for example, I was getting Galaxy Cloak, Broken Star, Last Night, a True Cross, a Goddess Dress, a Carbon Fiber Helmet, Elven Ring. And so most of these items were pretty much mediocre. 100 ore each for almost everything here, as you can see. But on Friday, from the Overlord line event, I picked up all of the SSR items from it, and these were the ones that I got. Purgatory, which was meh. Aeneas' helmet, which was kind of meh. Assault suit is meh. But then I managed to get a swordsmith medal. This is pretty much a required item. In fact, you want as many of them as you possibly can get. So getting one has made me incredibly happy. Now my Listel is incredibly powerful because she is immune to fixed damage, so her blood dance does not hurt herself. And she is also immune to silence. So yeah, I mean, I just now have an amazing Listel. If I can get another one to give to Bozo, that would be amazing. If I can get a third one to give to, let's say, Luna, that would be even more amazing. So ideally, I want 3 of them to start, but you want, like I said, you want as many of them as you can possibly get, the swordsmith medals, because they're just, the immunity to silence and immunity to fixed damage is just amazing. And it increases your character's defense and magic defense values, which really helps, Listel, Luna, and Bozo, who all have their damage stat coming from magic defense. And of course, a lot of other characters can still use it. That immunity to silence effect is just so good. Alright, so continuing on with the SRs that I got. After that, at that point, I just started focusing on grinding the event, the Overlord line event. So my dragon runs were reduced. I went down to 1 until I finished the event. So clearly on Saturday, I got no SSR items, and on Sunday I did do the 4 usual runs because of sweeping, and I got a broken star, so yet more ore. So in total, in the first week, everything was just 100 ore per run, except for, of course, the amazing swordsmith medal. The second week, which was last week, continuing to grind the event, so 1 run, no SSR, 1 run, no SSR. Then I was finished the event last Thursday. Did 3 runs that day, but still no SSR. But 2 random accessory box purchases did get me another Holy Grail. Holy Grail isn't a very good SSR accessory in the first place, but I now have 3 of them, meaning I could potentially make a level 40 Holy Grail. Limited by gold, of course. So after that, I went back to doing 4 runs of dragon runs every day because I just sweep the map now. I don't fight it at all. So 4 runs on Thursday got me nothing. 4 runs on Friday got me my very first Arcane Battle Garb. Now, Arcane Battle Garbs, I think, do fixed damage when you're attacking after the battle. Overall, it's not really a great SSR item, but it's nice to have. That's pretty much sums it up. And then on Friday, I finally did my Timeless Trials of the week, and I got my first Goddess tier as well. So, there's been so far, first Swordsmith medal, first Arcane Battle Garb, and first Goddess tier. Goddess tier apparently is incredibly useful for Enchants Call when it arrives, because of the ability to give a character the ability to remove 1 debuff, right? So we'll see how that goes. I will level it up eventually, but there's no rush. I don't particularly need it right now. But yeah, eventually I'll level it up. And then on Saturday, 4 runs got me nothing. 8 random accessory boxes got me nothing. and I actually decided to do some gambling. I really shouldn't have, in truth, but I did it anyways, and I actually did 12 gambles. Sorry, I actually did 6 gambles using 1200 aura column ore, right? So basically all the ore I saved up from these 2 weeks I used on gambling. But it got me some more key items. Specifically, I got my very first last rites at last. Granted, you really want like 4 or 5 of them, so 1 is nowhere near enough, but at least I have 1 now, and I'm definitely going to have to level it up. I also picked up a second Tenuous Robe, which is incredibly useful because Tenuous Robe is one of the few mage armors that gives plus 10% hit points. So I'm very happy with this second Tenuous Robe as well. And then the third item was a Goddess Dress, which I just turned back into 100 ore. From the 3 weapon... Now, after seeing these amazing items, I probably should have stopped there, but I could not resist, and I did 3 weapon gambles, and I got nothing from those, right? Windcutter Dagger, Goddess's Left Hand, Broken Star. Basically, you know, I would likely convert them all into ore, so I got 300 ore back after using 600. Whatever. Overall, I would say getting a last rite in a Tenuous Robe is worth spending all this aura column ore. And then finally, on Sunday, the 4 Dragon Runs got me my first Bathory Destructress weapon. So in total, that means these last 2 weeks I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 SSRs that I previously did not have. So pretty good. Seriously, really, actually not pretty good, really good. Alright, so with that said, let's jump back into the game. Now, even though I did get 5 new SSRs, the only truly good one was the Swordsmith Medal and the Last Rites, of course. I am still missing some very key ones despite all this. Namely, I still do not have an Extreme Magic Bow or Balance Blade or Ragnarok or Red Moon. Red Moon is probably the least useful one. I can go without Ragnarok, honestly speaking, although it would be nice to get one soon. But Extreme Magic Bow and Balance Blades are the 2 that I continue to desperately need. So, fingers crossed, we'll see. These 2 are still my top priority in terms of hoping to get items. Armor-wise, you know, I now have 1 Last Rites at least, so that's a big bonus. But funny enough, I still don't have any Aeolus' battle armor, I still don't have any Bloodline magic armor, and I don't have a Demon Lizard skin. So, I mean, the Aeolus' battle armor and Bloodline magic armor you can go without. As you see, I'm running without them and I'm still doing okay. But these are considered, you know, end game gear for a lot of characters. So I am missing a lot of end game PvP gear. That's really what it comes down to. Because pretty much every single infantry, cavalry, and lancer class character, you want to give them one of these 2 in general. Just like how for every flyer, assassin, archer, and so on, you ideally want to give them all last rites too. So it's just one of those things. Hopefully I can get a few copies of these, but we'll see. So that was weapon and that was armor. Next, then, would be helmets. Helmet wise, I'm actually missing Tenuous Headdress, which is really brutal because Tenuous Headdress is considered one of the best endgame PvP items for mages and healers, right? You have to balance out the number of, you know, let's say Yggdrasil Reefs you have with Tenuous Headdresses, but the big advantage of Tenuous Headdress is that it does apply a random buff to friendly units within 2 blocks. It might not seem like much, but the random buff can be, let's say, +3 mobility, you know, +2 mobility, +3 mobility, and getting a buff like that can win you a match if it allows your character to, you know, one-shot an enemy character as soon as they attack. So that's why Kenyo's headdress is considered one of the best PvP gears. It's luck-based, but it can win you matches very easily. So, and ironically enough, I still don't have a single copy. So, we'll see. And then finally, accessory-wise, well, I'm still missing the Blood Pact for Juggler. That's the best in slot gear, and I'm still missing Apex Boots, which you want on, once again, pretty much every single infantry and Lancer class character. So missing core gear in every section. But with all that said, it's expected that you're missing gear. You make the best out of what you have. That's pretty much what PvP is, especially in Season 1. You know, Season 2 and Season 3, it starts to change as you get access to more and more items. But Season 1 is more about, you know, maximizing your potential with what limited gear you have. Next, so last week because of the Sakura Wars banner, right, I did a bunch of summons on it to get both of those heroes. And that left me with a lot of duplicate SR characters and a lot of rare shards. So I'm going to extract the memory here. And you can see, right, I got 40 Emmerichs, 20 Narms, 20 Kirikazes, 40 Freyas, 19 Sonyas, because I only needed one to raise my Sonya up to 6 stars, and then 20 Silver Wolves. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, effectively. 8 duplicates of SR characters. This is going to give me like 1925 memory essence. So I now have 6,158 memory essence, which is kind of ridiculous. It is a little bit frustrating for me in this case because I do have a bunch of SR characters who aren't finished, right? I've been trying to finish them and I just keep getting duplicates of other characters instead of the characters that I need to get finished. So, who are the ones that need to be upgraded still? Well, let me just bring it up in the heroes page. First, the most important ones which are not finished is, first of all, Sophia still needs one more copy to get 6 stars. Varna still needs one more copy to get 6 stars, right? When they're 6 stars, they're very usable. At 5 stars, it's kind of a little bit iffy. Okay. Imelda needs 5 copies, so I can get 200, so that I can get 100 shards of her. So she's nowhere near close to done. Chris, in fact, needs 8 copies, right? I need 155 shards or 160 shards. You get 20 shards per run, so that's 8 copies of her. That's just never gonna happen. I mean, I highly doubt I'll get a 6-star Chris anytime soon. Other than that, Vargas needs 120 shards, so that would be 6 copies of Vargas. I also need 2 copies of Lance. And finally, Serena, well, she's gonna need tons of copies. I doubt I'll get her to 6 stars until much, much later. So you can see, even though I keep getting duplicates of other characters, I still have a bunch of SRs who I'm not getting copies of. Oh, and finally, Ferrokia needs 5 shards, or 1 more copy, interestingly enough. Somehow I did get a whole bunch of copies of her, but yeah, that was very luck-based. But overall, Imelda, Sophia, and Varna, those are very much the top priority ones that are not 6 stars yet. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so with regards to shard farming, the characters that I'm farming right now continue to be 3 Leonhards, 3 Jugglers, and 3 Lunas. So that takes up my 9 farming slots as a result. Leonhard is getting there, you know. He's at 4 stars and he's moving towards 5 stars at a reasonable pace. 55 shards is going to be around 19 days. So in 19 days, I'll have a 5-star Leonhard, and that is before the Apex Arena Season 1 ends, right? So I would have 10 days to use him. 19 days would mean, let's see, I'm pretty sure I have 2 weekends to use my 5-star Leonhard for PvP. That would be the weekend of the October 19th and 20th, and the weekend of October 26th and 27th. So I do have time to get myself up into the Langrisser rank in Apex Arena. But I will have to do so this month, because there is only 30 days left, or now 29 days I should say. So it's getting there though, you know. I'm currently ranked 356, right? 1650. I can definitely, I think, get into 1900. Right now you can see there is 100 players at 1900 score. So there's more than 100 players who have hit 1900 score now. So definitely doable. And I think I can do it too. I just have not been playing Apex lately because I've been busy leveling up characters in general. Okay, so with my shard farming covered, I guess I should talk about my character's equipment and characters and equipment. So roughly speaking, in terms of characters and equipment, I don't think that much has changed. I mean, I've switched Tiaris's enchant values now to full moon, although her enchants aren't that great yet, right? But she's transitioned from the crystal enchant to a full moon enchant, and I've given her a holy ring now, as opposed to the previous crystal ball. So Tiaris, Liana, you know, they both have pretty similar sets of gear now. Although Tiaris could use a Yggdrasil Reef, which I don't have a second copy of yet. Other than that, you know, my major limitation remains gold. It's really affecting the gear that I can upgrade, the enchants I can use, etc. I've continued to roll a lot of enchants on, you know, on my Thorns equipped characters, which is Landius, Juggler, and Listel, but I haven't really gotten any luck with that. They still have kind of mediocre, you know, not non-perfect enchants. Although Listel's Swordsmith Metal has plus 10% hit points and plus 6% defense and 5 magic defense, which is relatively solid. I would probably want to reroll this for 10% hit points and plus magic defense, but we'll see, right? Listel clearly, because she needs 2 stats, magic defense and hit points, it can be pretty tough to roll for high enchant values on both of them. So it's kind of like a money sink and enchant scroll sink into Listel. It's the same with Juggler, because he wants defense and hit points and ideally magic defense for the third one, right? So Juggler is pretty much the same. You just throw gold and enchant scrolls at him, and even Landius is the same because he wants, you know, high attack and hit points. And then on the Overlord's Patch and Dragon Slayer Gram, and then on the Mirror Armor and the Ace's Helmet, you want defense and hit points. So 2 stats, right? All 3 of them end up being overwhelmingly, you need to throw tons of gold at them and tons of enchant scrolls. Just every week it eats up a ridiculous amount of gold. Yeah, other than that, I don't think there's that much to say, because I don't think I've been enchanting anyone else at this point, really. So, and then in terms of bonds, I've been steadily upgrading characters. For example, Leonhard is pretty near completion, right? It just needs 1 upgrade here. I could actually do it, but I'm kind of gold limited. You can see a lot of characters have been upgraded significantly, and even Luna is pretty much complete. Her heart bond is now maxed out, and toughness bond is at level 9. Although she needs some more star levels. Sophia though is a little bit behind. It's mainly the heart bond. I don't know if I'm going to finish her heart bond. I'm just thinking about it at this time. So I'm saving up some materials. I haven't really decided who to upgrade next, because at this point I'm really trying to figure out my core party for Apex Arena, the 15 characters that I bring, and I haven't really decided on, let's say, the last 2 yet. You know, Sophia I've been using as a temporary measure, as a transitional character, but now that I'm really at the stage where I need to figure out the last 2 replacements to bring into my party for Apex Arena, right? And it's probably going to be AoE attackers. You know, right now I currently have 5 healers, right? Imelda, Chloe, Tieris, Liana, and Sophia. I'm probably going to throw in Iris as soon as she becomes available, presumably this Thursday. So that's another character to put into your party. That gives me 6 healers. So clearly you're not going to run 6 healers. That's insanity. So I'm trying to figure out, you know, maybe I'll throw in Bernhard, for example. Maybe I'll remove Sophia for, you know, Iris. And then maybe I'll get rid of Chloe as well for another AoE attacker. Right? So there's changes that need to be made to this party at this time. I do want to reduce the number of... I definitely feel I have too many healers right now. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need to reduce them and replace them. And in addition to that, it being the new month, there's going to be new runestones that I get access to. I currently am sitting on 1 runestone. I'm not going to purchase this one just yet because I need the guild medals for upgrading the character's class mastery. So that one will wait a bit. But what I have not purchased yet is the runestone from the store. So I'm going to buy that one, and that gives me 2 runestones so I can get double class mastery on one of my characters. And in addition, I can get the runestone from the memories section, which gives me a 3rd runestone. So I'm looking pretty good there. And I have a decent amount of memory essence left, so that next month I can definitely get another runestone. I'm going to buy these 2 Trinity vouchers as well. So I also now have a decent amount of Trinity vouchers, right? I just saw 41, right? Yeah. So Trinity vouchers wise, I'm actually having a pretty good amount of savings there. As for this SSR accessory gift box, I'm going to hold off on purchasing this for now. I want to see on Thursday how long the Sakura Wars equipment banner lasts. Presumably it comes on Thursday, no guarantee yet. Because if it lasts until, let's say, for 2 weeks, or even 1 week, let's say it ends on the 17th, maybe on the 31st, I'll be able to buy this SSR accessory gift box and have a chance to get the newest SSR accessories or whatever. So we'll see. Just going to hold on to this for now and wait, and we'll see. Just being a little bit patient there. And finally, is there anything else to talk about for my party? I guess the main thing to talk about would be the training grounds, and the training grounds for me have not really changed. My goal has been really to get everyone to get all the core text to level 14, right? And then finish off all the advanced techs so that the stat upgrade is 55, 55, 33, 33, and 34%. That's really all I'm aiming for. And that work in progress has been getting very close to completion in truth. The Lancers, right, you can see I upgraded attack a bit. And so the attack is very close to finish at this point. I just need a few more chess machines for those 2 upgrades. So even the Lancers are nearing completion now. Cavalry, pretty much done. It's just missing some advanced text, right, for hit points. 2 on hit points and 2 on defense. Flyer and Aquatic, pretty much the same. Missing a few on hit points and defense. In this case, it's 3 on hit points. And that's it, isn't it? Yeah. So the defense deck is done. I just need 3 upgrades on hit points. And I have the opportunity to upgrade it right now. I'm just kind of holding on to my gold for a bit. Archer and Assassin is pretty much done as well. Now there's a few at 33 rather than 34%. Attack value is maxed out. but the hit points and defense need some work. This one needs 4 upgrades for hit points, and then defense needs 5. So the reason it's at 33 is because I have not finished the silver item usage text. I'm missing some of these I guess these silver books for the upgrade. But I figure as I slowly do my dailies on Aniki Jones, I'll eventually get those 2 upgraded. So 1% I don't think it's going to be a game breaker, so I can do this steadily. There's no rush for that. One thing I should mention in terms of the soldiers here, bandits are at level 8, and the bolt rangers are at level 9. And bolt rangers is probably one of the soldiers I'm definitely going to finish, bringing to level 10, because 92% chance versus 100% chance, guaranteed damage reduction versus having a 8% chance to not do any damage reduction. It can make a big difference. But there's also the demon hunters to consider, because demon hunters, I believe, at level 10 have a 100% chance to reduce enemies' mobility by 2 and decrease enemy defense by 20%. That's a very useful effect to have, especially since it can be given to, let's say, Luna, it can be given to Iris. There's a whole bunch of characters who can use demon hunters. It can even be given to Imelda, so we'll see. That's one of those nice to have effects, but granted, it's really meant more for physical damage ranged attackers, which is primarily Luna. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? But we'll see. Slowly but steadily. As a free-to-play player, I'm so severely limited in the SSR training items that I have, so that's why my training grounds are pretty far behind in general. Alright, so is there anything else to mention at this point? Not particularly. I'm not going into great detail on my heroes in general. I just want to do an update about changes that were made recently, basically. So yeah, that will be it for this video. I'm still building up my party for PvP. For Apex, building up the ranged attackers. Oh, I will probably upgrade Renee. I think that's the decision that I made, because I desperately need Renee to have Renee Annihilation. And with Renee having Renee Annihilation, I will actually have a chance to finish the Another Legend Overlord line event, right? Like this Eulogy. Because I have to get this done by tomorrow. It's Tuesday right now. Tomorrow will be Wednesday. And Wednesday will be the last day because this event ends October 2nd. So yeah, after thinking about it, I could continue to try to struggle to finish that map, or I can do it easily and cheese it with Renee, tossing out a Renee Annihilation. And given the time limitations, I'm definitely going to use the Renee Annihilation strategy. So yeah, let's start upgrading Renee now. I need 2 Seal of Mysteries, 1 Ranger Scroll, and 2 Overlords. So Overlords, this one. So let's just start purchasing. So 2 Overlords, 1 Ranger, and then 2 Seal of Mysteries. And that just is starting to finish Renee. This just finishes off her first class mastery in the wizard class. And now I convert her to T-Host and an Angel of Death. So that's going to need more guild medals. And yeah, look at that stat drop. 79 intelligence gone. Just like that. But that's fine. So I need Power Ribbon and Battle Practice Scroll. Let's continue to upgrade her as far as she can go. I won't be able to finish her today, I'm sure, but definitely tomorrow. And the reason I'll probably be able to finish her tomorrow is A, I have no choice but to do so, and B, on Wednesday is when we end our first Guild War, at least in Snow. So when we end the Guild War, I will get 4,500 more guild medals, which will be very useful in upgrading or completing my Renee. But yeah, I'm gonna do a few more upgrades on Renee first before I end this video, because yeah, it just shows some of the changes that I'm making for this week, right? So where did she go off to? There we go. So I need, wow, one of everything. So Fearlessness, Soul, Fighting, and Invocation. I think that's going to eat up all my remaining resources. Fearlessness, Soul, Invocation, and I forgot the last one. Fighting. Yep, that eats up all my current guild medals. And that's pretty much as far as I can raise up my Renee for now, until I get the extra 4,500. So, no Renee Annihilation yet, but it's getting there. It is looking good, so yeah. So, things are pretty much on track for me to clear the map on Wednesday as a result. I'll have to upgrade her a bit more, right? 2 upgrades will get her the Renee Annihilation, and then 4 upgrades will get her more stats, of course. Is there anything else to mention at this point? Well, bond upgrades for Renee, because I did not have her Renee Annihilation class previously. There were a bunch of bond upgrades I could not do on her. So that was, in fact, the primary reason why I was holding on to my gold. And I am completely blind for some reason. I do not see my Renee. Here. There we go. Yes, because I did not have her Angel of Death class. I did not have her attack bond unlocked. So now, I'm going to start upgrading it at this point. And that also unlocks her Heart Bond. So, work in progress as well. In fact, I am going to have to get some of these items here. So I'm going to go as far as sweeping this a few times, because that's the only way I can continue to upgrade her. So fortunately, she doesn't really need the toughness bond unless you use it for PvP, but she does need to finish this attack bond so her soldiers do more damage, and upgrade this so she herself does more damage. I'll probably ignore the heart bond for now as well until, let's see. Yeah, I don't think the heart bond is a huge priority for her either, unless once again you're using her for PvP. So yeah, those upgrades pretty much show my current status for my party. And probably next week's update will have pretty much my finalized Apex Arena team. Well, missing one character because I could potentially runestone up yet another character. After all, I do have one runestone in my guild store, and I have one on hand. So that's 2 more runestones, allowing me to upgrade yet another character for PvP purposes, which I think will likely end up being Shafaniel, simply because she is incredibly close to being 5 stars. No other reason. A 5-star AoE attacker will be solid for PvP, at least that's how I see it. And Shafaniel, after all, is both Yelas Legends and Princess Alliance, meaning if I'm running a Yelas Legends party, Landius, as my tank, will faction buff her up. And then if I'm running Princess Alliance, well, she can faction buff up and then run like a single target strike or AoE attack, supporting, let's say, Lana and other Princess Alliance characters. So she will fit in very smoothly into my party as a result. So that's probably what's going to happen this week. Shafaniel and Renee will join my PvP party since they'll have double class mastery. I'll probably toss in Bernhard as well this month. That gives me 3 more AoE attackers and allows me to dramatically reduce those 5 healers I have. Alright, so that's everything I wanted to say in this video. I hope you found this information useful. It definitely went on for a while, especially about my party planning, but I hope you found this kind of information informative. And on that note, Nitro out.